Hey, welcome to Coffee Connect. I'm Roddy. I'm the host. We are going to have a great conversation, not only this week, but it is going to definitely lead into next week, right? Today's going to really give us the foundation of everything we need to know and stuff. But next week is going to tie everything together in helping us kind of create this vision and understand how to rebuild things and hopefully have some fun too while we're doing it here and wrapping up kind of the end of year. I will tell you, if this is I don't think we have any first timers, but I would encourage like next week if we've got new people coming in and stuff, I'm going to send out a summary letter at the end of today that will hopefully catch them all up, so that they're not walking in next week going, "What was this? What did we just talk about?" So uh, don't fear, right? If you got to jump off early today, there'll be a way that you'll be able to catch back up and jump back in with us next week and stuff. Without any further ado, guys, I'm going to turn it over to who's going to lead us today, Miss Rita Eminette.
Hey, hey, woo! So, your second post-it note of the day is arranging the words yes and no in a one and two slot. And it doesn't need to be yes, no, it can be no, yes. This post-it note is one you're going to absolutely hold on to because it's going to come up a couple of times. And we might even add a couple of times to this. So, that one's really important too. Um, when you're done with your both of your post notes, kind of, you know, raise a hand or, give us something. Okay. I see Diane, see Jeff and Joe and Peter and Steve.
Do they need to be separate pieces of paper?
Nope, you can have one big piece of paper and have it both on there. I just did post-it notes because I think that's a little bit more visual. People can understand that a little more. And it's colorful. If I'm given a colorful option, friends, I'm going to choose it, right? Okay, it looks like everybody's ready to go. So I'd like to do a quick breakout group. And in these breakout groups, Rodney, if we could do maybe 3 or 4 people, I think this is one where we could do maybe that slightly bigger group, maybe.
Mhm.
I want you to kind of talk about the people on your list and why you chose them. Is there any reasoning on any order you did? Or if there's that just felt comfortable to you? Um, so yeah, if we could do a quick breakout session, because I think everybody would love to know a little more about each other, and you can just sort of explain who these really amazing people are on your list.
We're back.
You're muted.
Ah, the old mute. Welcome back. Did everyone enjoy learning a little bit more about everybody's 5 people?
Yeah,
Learned a
we
few
did.
things about each other that you didn't really know before.
Hmm.
So the next step in this process is I'm going to ask you, kind of like last week's meditation and reset session, which was such a great session, by the way. And I'm going to ask you to just maybe take a moment and close your eyes just a little bit and just listen to what I'm saying to you. Imagine, if you will, a groggy morning. You are laying in your bed, slowly waking up in the morning. You feel your blankets, you feel your pillow, you are covered, but it feels very, very foggy and you do not know why. It feels a little hungover. What is going on? As you open your eyes and as you start looking around, and now you can open your eyes and start looking around. On your bedside table, where your phone would normally be, is a rotary phone and an address book. On the other side of your bed is a newspaper, a set of clothing, and a piece of luggage. What is this? What is going on? This makes no sense whatsoever. You decide this is ridiculous and you're going to go wash it away with a shower, the old wash that man out of my hair, right? Once you get cleaned up and you look in the mirror, you are not the age you are today. You are 20 years old. As reference, this is me at 18 years old. So this is some fun stuff you get to learn about me too. I have to be vulnerable doing this presentation too. So that's my prom photo, everybody. So what is going on? You have all the knowledge and life experiences as you sit before us today, but you're 20 years old. You are cleaned up as much as you can be. You go back to the bedroom and you start looking through the belongings. The address book has one phone number in it. The luggage has $50,000 in it. That is close to $635,000 today. Now, 49,000 of it is in larger bills and $1,000 of it is in a mixture of smaller currency. The suit of clothing is perfectly sized to you at 20 years old. And the newspaper is the local newspaper for where you live on today's date of December 2nd, but 1950. So we're back to our pieces of paper, and I actually have a dice here today. Who does the phone number call? Let's roll the dice and see what number you get. This is a six-sided dice. Okay, we get a 2. Okay, so 1, 2. In this scenario, I get my mom. I actually have a list going too, just so I play along with you guys, right? So in this scenario, I get my mom. That has huge emotional advantages, but it is also, my mom is not a very adventurous person and does not travel well, like I discussed in my last breakout session. Now, the next list of question is, do you see that the dice picked number 2, but do you actually get this person on your journey? If I pick an odd number, it's 1. If it's an even number, it's 2, right? We have a number 6, which means it's number 2. For me, that means yes. I get my mom as a travel companion. Question number 2, does the travel companion receive a suitcase of money as well? That's another $50,000. That's a number 1. That is a no for me. So I don't get extra money. I've got to share my 50 grand with my mom. So be thinking about who you have. Are they coming with you? And do they get money as well? You get dressed and decide to call the only number in the address book. The number calls person X on the list. So even if this person has been chosen to not be your travel companion, you get one phone call to current time to tell that person what's happened to you. So if you do not receive a travel companion, you get one phone call. If you do have a companion, the phone call wakes them up. They have no idea what is happening to them. You have to orient them to what you know about what's happening. Do you discuss meeting and figuring out your next steps? What kind of transportation will you need to meet? What cities are you trying to gather in? Do you go your own way alone? And what determines your decision making? So, once you complete your phone call, be thinking about that phone call and all the things you have to say to that person. Is it one phone call or are you having to meet up with them? Once you complete that phone call and you make your plans as to where you're going and who you're meeting with that person, because again, it's 1950. You have to start picking places to meet that exist in 1950. Once you complete your call and are fully dressed, the life you know starts disappearing. Uh, this is the apartment building that I live in today. It has been an apartment building for 20 years. It was a 1907 wool factory. So in 1950, it looks like this. It is a wool factory. It was the Wooltex factory known for making wool suits. So it's great that we have suits, right?
Mm.
The home you are in starts morphing into what it was in 1950. Even if your home was a home in 1950, you do not legally live there. You must leave without being seen. You stand on the street taking in the changes. What are your next move to stay fed with a roof over your head and clothing on your back? How do you stick to the plan you've discussed with your travel companion if you have one? So I think we can do a breakout session at this point. Um, Maybe make it about 15 minutes, Rodney, because I'd like to come back and have people share with the group what they've developed so far, who they're traveling with, and uh, where they find themselves and what questions they might have.
Okay. Can you go back to that last slide that had like the list of questions at the bottom of it?
Sure.
Yeah, that's one. That's the one.
Do you discuss meeting and figuring out your next steps? What kind of transportation will you need to meet? What cities are you trying to gather in? Or do you go your own way alone? And what determines your decision making? In
Yeah,
some capacities, go ahead.
can you also go back? Who's the phone call to? I lost you there.
So
It-
the phone call is it's if you have a travel companion, if this slide has
right.
determined if you have a travel companion, the phone call wakes them up in their home.
So it wasn't another number. I thought you were rolling another number for a phone call to somebody else, the way it was writing. Okay. So it
And
wakes them up. That's all it does. And if you don't, it doesn't do it. Got it. Thank you.
if you do not receive a travel companion, you receive one phone call to the person selected on your list, and you have to explain to them what's happened to you.
Can I save my phone call for after I have some idea of what's going on and where I'm really stuck?
And I
Nope.
want to I want to change my list of people. I don't want three guys I've gone on golf trips with. I'd like three exes I could go somewhere with.
This is what makes it fun. Thank you for embracing the fun, Joe. A plus. I love it. Anybody else? Thoughts, feelings, concerns?
All right, I got the breakout room set up, guys. We're gonna go for about 12 minutes.
If you live in Cincinnati, CVG was not founded until the late 60s. So if you want to fly somewhere, it's going to be out of Lunken.
Hi, friends. How's it going? Are we enjoying kind of
We're
restarting things for ourselves? So, a question for any of you are, would any of you use this as an opportunity to take a slightly different path in life? Make some slightly different changes, maybe join the military, maybe avoid the military. One of the things I've thought myself and I shared with my last group was I'm not married and I don't have children. Would this be a nice opportunity for me to maybe find someone and maybe have a family and kind of keep my life kind of quiet? And my travel companion is my mom. So I would at least have my mom with me to go through that kind of time period and process with. Who would be my number one pick if I wanted to be married and have a family? Because I'd have my mom's support for all of those things, right?
see,
So
Rita, you should have had exes on your list too.
no, absolutely not. There's a reason why we're not married in this timeline.
I
That's
think
I would
I
want to
think
find somebody new, you
I think
know?
you rolled a dice to see is your companion also 20 years old?
So this is the thing. So
There you
I
go.
got asked that question, and the answer is if this person is of significantly older to you, like in this scenario, I received my mom. Now, I am again, as in all things in life, you should be the main character in your life, right? So the person you're traveling with is the best friend. They're not the main character. So my mom is 29 years older than me. So if I'm 20 years old, that makes my mom 49. So those are some good times with me and my mom. So my mom would be 49. Now, if this person is younger than you, they're 18 in this scenario because we don't play about children. So if I had received my friend Grace in the number one slot, she would be 18 and she and I would probably be masquerading as sisters because that would be very easy for us. So if you received your spouse in this scenario or anyone that might be perhaps of significant younger age to you, you're 20 and they're 18. And if whoever your travel companion is, if they are significantly older than you, then they still have that same age range. I got asked that at another presentation, so I had to come up with a rule for that.
Yeah,
I like it. I like it.
all the people in mine are roughly the same age, so they're roughly my contemporaries.
Right. So they would still feel roughly at the same, you might be 20, they might be 25, but yeah, you're all in the same kind of thing. Right. So
Yep.
the question I have for you, and I will leave this with you from now to give us a starting point for next week, is based off of the resources you have, your money, who you have with you or not. What's the plan for the very first day? Where are you going? Soon as you leave your place of residence, how are you actually getting to your steps? Ray gave a great example. He planned maybe on going to New York City and making some big money. How is he getting from his home to some place of transportation to New York City? Now, I am in luck. I am right on Superior Avenue in Cleveland. In 1950, they had a trolley. So I could literally walk right out to the street, cross the street, and wait for the trolley and take the trolley all the way to Public Square and the Terminal Tower, which is where the trains are. That's local trains and what we would now call Amtrak, which didn't exist till the 70s. So I could literally get on a train in Cleveland, going to Chicago or out west. I could get on a train and go to out east, all from the Terminal Tower in Cleveland. So that's the first question. The second question I have for you is how do you establish yourself? Because you'll notice in the list of things that list of things that were given to you, the money, the suit, the newspaper, you notice none of it is a passport, a driver's license, which at the time did not have photos on it. There's no birth certificate and there's no baptismal certificate. So how do you establish yourself as an adult that can buy things, that can go places, that can get a job, that can buy a house? Are you going to try to do a longer path and work through an attorney to make something for you? Are you going to do what we've seen many, many times in the movies and someone reestablish themselves using the death of an infant from 1930 and use that as your persona? The question is, what do you do starting day one to truly establish yourself? Be thinking about that for next week. That's where we're going to pick up next week. I absolutely want to hear your stories of who you are and what you're doing in this time frame. And I'm going
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So
and I'll
we got a little bit of thinking to do here between the next week, guys. This was a foundational week, guys. There's so much more to this whole discussion that we're going to have next week as Rita continues on. And we'll really kind of open up the door for you in understanding why all this is so important. And getting us to understand uh, that when we got decisions to make, right, that there are people that we can turn to. When there are decisions to be made, there's a process that we can go through, right, and things like that to help rebuild and reinvent whatever venture or journey it is you're on. Go out there, have a great week, everybody. Stay warm. Good deal. Go out there, have a great week, everybody. I love you guys. All right.
Bye.